It's nice because you see what he did and then you can not make those mistakes. And a lot of them are, they grew too fast, too quickly. They needed to up their prices like all the time just to get rid of their customers. All right, part 2 on my crappy Sony camera. For those of you that haven't watched part 1, it's gonna be uploaded here shortly. Go ahead and check it out, but I kind of went over getting in the business of lawn care, how to get started, and how not to chase money, because if you start a business and your number one goal is to just make money, yeah, you're not going to get that far. It's very important to make sure that you give quality to your customers. Make sure that if you are charging high prices, that you have a very good quality behind your work. I know I talked a lot about Mike Andes in my first video. He's a wonderful guy. He really is. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He built an amazing franchise. And it's nice because you see what he did and then you can not make those mistakes. And a lot of them are, they grew too fast, too quickly. They needed to up their prices like all the time just to get rid of their customers. Like, that's Mike's biggest thing, is when you reach a cap where you can't go any further up, what they'll do is they'll either hire more people, which they can't get people to work for them because they only pay $15 to $18 an hour for lawn care, which is crazy. Just raise their prices so that some of their customers will leave, so that it will alleviate some of their business. That's what happens when you grow too fast and you're just chasing after the money instead of the quality of your work. There's plenty to do in lawn care and landscaping. There's tons and tons of jobs to do. You don't have to say yes to every single customer that comes across and gives you a phone call and asks you for a lawn quote. Be specific. Have standards, because I've seen what other people do, and I've seen what happens when you just tell everybody yes, and for whatever price they're willing to pay, because you're eager to be making that money. And that's not how it works. You need to focus on the foundation first, and then I can promise you after you do that, the money will come. Pretty soon you'll have 50 gorgeous lawns a week that you're mowing, and you might be doing them solo and you're doing them just fine by yourself. And while you're growing to that 50 yards a week, there's so much stuff that you can be doing to set yourself up for those 50 yards a week. You can figure out a good way to make your route density. You can figure out what kind of leaf blowers you like, what kind of riding lawnmower you want, what zero turn you want, what is a good truck setup, what's a good lawn care setup, what kind of tools anybody else what they're using, like what kind of problems do you see other people come up against and how do they get over them? Like, how do you accept cash, credit card, all that stuff. There's so many things that go into building a business that you can set yourself up for now, so that when that problem does arise, you don't have to take that problem on while you're trying to mow 50 yards a week. You can figure out a good system for sharpening your blades, doing your oil changes, maybe start working on building up some cash in the bank so that you can buy backups for all of your stuff. That was one of the things that I made sure I did, is I have backup blowers, backup weed whackers,